This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening. An elderly Alberta woman is dead after a collision on Highway 16 yesterday. RCMP responded to a two-vehicle collision in the early afternoon at the intersection of Range Road 102 near Minburn. A minivan going southbound on Range Road 102 was hit by a van traveling west on Highway 16. The passenger of the minivan, a 65-year-old woman from Minburn, was pronounced dead at the scene. Her husband and the driver of the minivan were transported to an Edmonton hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the van received minor injuries. RCMP say the cause of the collision is still under investigation. Well, the residents of a Lloydminster home were able to get out in time after their house caught on fire just after 6 o'clock last night. This was the scene as emergency crews secured the area to put out the blaze. While an estimate of the damage remains unknown, quick work ensured that the fire did not spread further.
We got a call to a house fire at 5314 34th Street. Upon arrival, there was heavy smoke and a lot of fire. But due to quick dispatch and fast response from the fire department, we managed to contain the fire to the back of the house with minimal fire damage.
While the residents were able to escape the blaze without injuries, the deputy fire chief thinks it may have started around the chimney area in the fireplace. He has this advice.
Just remember to get your fireplace inspected annually and to make sure your smoke alarms are in working order.
The investigation is ongoing. RCMP in the Lakeland area are investigating ongoing criminal activity at lease sites in the area. Police say suspects are trespassing on the lease, entering buildings, stealing items and causing vandalism. Batteries are also being taken from the well's engines, which could result in the well shutting down and causing a lot of damage. Anyone with information is asked to contact their nearest RCMP detachment or Crime Stoppers. While the fight against the extremist militant group ISIS continues in the Middle East, a nationwide event hopes to end radicalization among youth who may be influenced by ISIS ideologies. Dozens of people gathered at Lakeland College last night to take part in the Stop the Crisis event.
Right now what is happening is people have very little knowledge of Islam, and that's why they're easily becoming influenced by different people, whatever poor information that they're receiving.
Imam Tariq Azeem says during the event, members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at plan to give the real teachings of Islam from the actual source, the Holy Quran. Azeem adds youth radicalization is a big problem.
We have seen people from Calgary growing up, born and raised here, traveling over there. We have seen people, I grew up in Hamilton, and I've seen some people from there traveling to Syria and Iraq and fighting for the militants, and it is totally unjust because the people that they're fighting for, they're not Islam at all.
And youth are the ones that use social media a lot, and this is something that is spreading all over through social media. So it's really hard to actually put a number or to actually understand how big it is.
But Syed says many of those who have been influenced have had issues and that religion was not the cause. Teachers or parents can help by educating themselves and to look at what problems youths are facing.
Could be problems related to drugs or domestic violence and issues like that. So if those problems can be tackled and those problems can be removed, then maybe they will not turn towards such radicalized ideologies.
More than 50 Stop the Crisis events will be held across Canada throughout the month of December. Visit stopthecrisis.ca for more information. The lighting of the legislature was last night in Edmonton, but it wasn't business as usual at the annual ceremony. A group of people protesting against Bill 10, a bill focusing on student-led gay-straight alliances, showed up to change the tone of the Christmas cheer. Fraser Snowden was there and has the story.
Kill Bill 10! Kill Bill 10!
As the countdown started to flip the switch for the extravagant display, protesters against the controversial bill drowned out the festivities.
GSA save lives! GSA save lives!
The Premier has since put the bill on hold.
We're here today to advocate for the principles of 202 and the right of kids to form a gay-straight alliance if they want it in a school, and for school boards not to ban them. It's a small victory. I mean, they didn't do the consultation on this bill that they should have in the first place.
I can support those students by adding to the Education Act policy.
Bill 202 was the original bill introduced by Liberal MLA Laurie Blakeman. Her proposed version would have mandated all schools to have to form GSA assemblies. Blakeman says now that Bill 10 is on hold, people have to let their voices be heard.
It's really important that people speak to their MLAs, call them on the phone or write to them. That's a story about their lives or how they've experienced bullying or how they wanted to start a GSA or how they would have been helpful when they were younger.
The interruption of the lights wasn't welcomed by everyone, as it is an annual event that families bring their children to.
I definitely wish that they would have protested somewhere else. Christmas lights display has nothing to do with what they were protesting, and I think it just really took the joy away from all of the families.
Opposition groups of the bill say they are afraid if it is approved, it could push GSA groups off school grounds. In Edmonton, Fraser Snowden, Newcap News.